Budapest, you know, it's very it's a city full of very unexpected things. You don't know whether the project will work or not, but it looks quite artistic. That's why people just probably decide to give it a go. Those artists that I'm working with, they have different stories, and maybe they will tell you, but it's 3 completely different stories how they ended up in Budapest.
I just met really a lot of really amazing people, and I didn't feel like I wanted to. First of all, I wanted to escape from my own home, because I wanted to see the rest of the world, and then meeting all these great people kind of helped me to stay here. It was actually 3 months that I would stay here, but it ended up being 5 years until now.
I was working in a lot of theaters back in Bulgaria, and I just wanted to try something new, and that's why I came here to work like a volunteer. So I wanted to explore new fields, and I knew that Budapest is a good place to do art. Well, we have this event, we put so much effort, so much will and I don't know, like love into it, and it is really beautiful, and I'm glad that I met these people here and we worked a lot on this.
Velük nagyon szeretek dolgozni, mert van egy olyan mentalitásuk, ami sokkal nyitottabb a magyaroknál. Szerintem a fiatalabb nemzedéknek így most van egy olyan igénye egy rétegének, hogy lássanak új dolgokat, amit így a külföldi művészek jobban véghez tudnak vinni, mint a magyarok. Mert ugye ők ebben a kultúrában élnek, nem tudnak kiszakadni igazán ebből a kultúrából.
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, I came over from Mexico, actually, where I originally lived. And coming into Budapest was a completely new experience, because I felt like the city was alive, walking, especially in the 7th district here, because you're very aware of the fact that people really live here, so you're constantly wondering what's happening behind the walls, the windows. And also the streets, the walls have all of the evidence of the history of Budapest, like there are bullet holes from 56, and there's evidence from the Second World War. So the walls seem to be alive, and I think the project has been about artists from different cultural experiences coming here and trying to find the pulse of the city, and walking around. We're all inspired by the streets and how people live, and it's very different to other Western capital cities where you get the feeling when you're walking around that the life in the streets is very much focused on work and the energy of work, and it seems very separate from the interior life of the buildings. You don't get the feeling that people actually live in those cities. You know, they come there to work and then they leave. But Budapest somehow feels like everything's happening at the same time. So the walls, the buildings feel that they've got this tension from inside and from outside, and that reflects everything that happens and the historical context of what's happened here. And also the architecture is very kind of unique and different. You know, you see a lot of Art Deco buildings which are unique to Budapest, the styles, and it's very exciting for me as a visual artist to be surrounded by that influence. So that's kind of affected this series of work that I've done, which is from Budapest. The massive difference for me is that Mexico is very noisy. You know, that everything is noisy. You go out in the streets and the car horns are going, people are shouting, fireworks are going off. You know, Mexico is noisy. Budapest, Hungarians are much quieter, much more reflective. So I think that does influence the work. You know, if this was created in Mexico, it would be very different. You know, so for sure the environment has affected the performance and the artwork as well.
The paintings of Michael resonate with something that I can really feel. There is some sign of sadness, but it's not depressing to me in a way. It just emphasizes sides and feelings that a lot of people are afraid to look into for themselves or express. You know, you can't be sad, you can't cry, or you can't, you know, yes you can. It's a really normal thing. And after you did this, then you know what real happiness is like, because then you feel much more free to express that as well. Otherwise it makes no sense.
Actually, the ideas of the painter and the ideas of the sound artists of Adrian and Michael were so much similar to mine, and it was amazing how we did this cooperation between us. And I really did get much like inspiration from the pictures and from the music. It was really nice, and music is beautiful, amazing, the pictures are so good, and yeah, I'm really happy that I'm part of this.
Szerintem ez emberenként fog változni, mert mindenkinek megvannak a saját falai, amiket le kell bontania, vagy meg kell másznia, és pont ezért ez nem kultúrától függ, mondjuk függhet attól is, hogyha egy egész nemzetnek van egy közös fala, de ez inkább a bennünk lévő belső falakról fog szólni.
All of it is a reflection of our experience of living and working in Budapest, for sure, and so it couldn't exist as it does in any other place.
Privátbankár.hu. Gazdaságról érthetően.